3 months ago, I spent my entire life savings on this house behind me at auction. I bought $1.5 million house for half price. The problem is, I'm not allowed to step foot in that house yet. Behind this door is a woman that refuses to answer. She's pretending she's not home because she's living in a house that I actually own. If I look in the window, I can physically see lights on inside the house. But when I knock, no one comes to the door because they're pretending they're not home.
Several days later.
It's your property, but you...
Yeah, it's my property, but it's being occupied by somebody that refuses to leave, but I have to go on the property, and I don't want to without anybody there.
Okay. Was it like renters and they just stopped paying?
No, I purchased it, but the previous owner refuses to leave, so I need to get on the property to do an inspection for insurance purposes, and I don't want to go on the property without, and like have there be a notification or anything.
Okay. You need to go on to take pictures, you said?
Yes, please.
All right, Greg. I do have my units on a call right now, so as soon as they clear, we'll have them head your way, okay?
Thank you so much. All right.
Welcome.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Now we get to see if they've moved. I don't see a moving truck. I see a car in the street, 2 cars in the driveway. So nothing has been done yet. Nothing's been changed. The for sale sign's gone. Welcome to part 2 of me buying $1 million home at a bank foreclosure and the headaches that come along with it. For 3 months, I have been paying for someone to live inside that house. She's been living there for free and she's pretending she's not inside. We packed up everything in New Hampshire and my entire family moved down to Florida 6 months ago. We rented a house for a year. In 6 months from now, our lease is going to expire. We need a place to live. We know the exact neighborhood we want to move into, this right here. And I even bought the house we want to move into 3 months ago. Now we know we wanted to live on water. That's one of the reasons we moved to Florida. And I never pay retail for anything. I found the exact home we wanted going for auction. And I made the owner an offer of $100,000 more than she owed the bank the day before it went to auction. She declined the offer, so the next day I purchased that home for $100,000 less than I offered her the day before. Fast forward 3 months, come to find out, she knows how to use the system a heck of a lot better than I do. Her and her attorneys have been riding out this process for 3 months, meaning I own the home, I have a title in my name, and I'm not allowed to step foot on that property until the court says I can because they have not given me yet writ of possession. A writ of possession is a form the court authorizes me to legally evict somebody from their house, or my house in this situation. Now for 3 months, I've been as polite as can be. I have offered cash for keys. I've offered moving services. My realtor offered to help her find a rental. I offered to help move her personally just so she would leave, and she refuses all contact. I wrote hand letters. I left them at her door. Every time I mailed something certified, she refused to sign for them. And her attorneys have accidentally misfiled and misdated hearings in order to prolong her living there. Now in the last video I showed you the process of looking at the house, purchasing the house at auction, how to purchase at auction. We showed you all of the court proceedings and I was issued the writ of possession, none of which were enough. Now we're in Florida. We get hurricanes, we get tornadoes, we get fires. That house needs to be insured. All of my money is tied into that house because when you buy at auction, you have to pay in cash, in full. No mortgage, I own that home. I do not have insurance on it right now because my insurance adjuster needs to do an appraisal, needs to do an inspection, and she will not open the door. Now she has responded once asking for an extension of 30 days to live there. I said no. However, we're leaving for a family vacation for 10 days. You can have 10 days to pack and move everything out. When we get back, would you mind being gone? She agreed. The sheriff's deputies in the end of last video just told me that nothing has been packed. Now, I bought a $1.5 million house on water for literally half price. So I'm walking into so much equity. Now, yeah, I could spend $1.5 million on a house that is brand new or fully renovated, or $2 million on the house we just moved from, but I don't work that way. I want to walk into equity, and I like the projects, and I like to show you how we do them. So we're gonna try to get in this house, we're gonna try to evict her, and we're gonna bring this house back to life, just like we do with cars. Let's start off with where we left off, with the sheriffs at the house, and see if we can get in here. Now's the moment. There's the deputy, and it's a little nerve-wracking. Oh my goodness, there's 2 deputies. Oh my goodness, there's 2. How stressed are you?
I'm beyond.
I'm a little stressed too.
My heart's...
I'm gonna go talk to him first,
Yes.
and then...
Please let us just stay in here for a second.
Okay.
I want to go out.
Sheriffs are there. We know she's home because we already saw her, but she's refusing to answer, which is what happened when I went by myself. Hey, it's giveaway time, and I am going to randomly select one of you to give $100 to via Zelle, Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo for commenting the word quad lock down in the comments section. What is quad lock? Well, you'll notice that I'm sitting hands-free talking to you while I'm in my car. This has made driving so much better for me, also shooting footage for me. What's quad lock? Well, this phone case and all the accessories I've been using for over a month. Check this out. This is my quad lock suction windshield mount. If I push right here, it locks into place. This is my quad lock phone case. If I turn it like this, it locks right onto the mount. It also came with an Apple CarPlay and Android adapter that pairs right to my phone. Now for my Corvette, I have a completely different accessory. This is my cup holder phone mount. It twists and rotates to adjust to fit all different size cup holders. And my phone can twist and lock right into place. And if you want to change it up for a little bit of a different style, that black magnetic ring is also interchangeable with different colors. This mount right here is a phone stand. It works great on my nightstand and also on my desk. Now I have another one right next to my bed right here. I can charge my phone at night without having to plug it in. It just magnetically connects to my quad lock stand. It's incredible. Now I saved the best for last because right inside my refrigerator is a water bottle. What? A water bottle? Yes, inside this water bottle is filled with ice. It cools all of my water and then flips up, and then my phone can attach to my water bottle as well. And also a motorcycle attachment so my phone can connect to my handlebars. If you want to try it out for yourself, there's a link in my description. Thank you very much for quad lock. Let's get on with the video. Too bad. Yeah. And it seemed okay, but I haven't been able to get in since we bought it. What, in panic mode?
Mom was stressed.
Does she have hives? She was scratching and picking at her hands and knees. She refused to open the door, although every light's on, and we know that she's in there because we saw her throw away the trash. I'm not gonna be able to do my inspection Monday. I'm gonna have to cancel the inspection.
What did they advise you to do?
He said you can walk around, but they have a big dog, so I wouldn't recommend going out back because there's a big dog.
What kind of dog?
I didn't see it. And he knows they're in the house and they're refusing to open up.
Mm-hmm.
So cancel the inspection Monday and just wait for the judge's orders. So now we just wait. And he said when the judge's order comes through, you can be nice, but it looks like you've already been nice. You might just want to say, get the F out. Get her out. I have to break the door in to get in there, and they'll escort her out, and then all her stuff stays in. They said they looked in the window. She hasn't even begun to pack. So I gave her an additional 10 days as a courtesy, and she hasn't even packed a single thing. She said it was going to be her kids here helping her move, and she hasn't even began.
So how long does it take to get a judge's order?
I filed it 6 days ago, so we just wait.
Over 1 month later.
Welcome back to 1 month later, where this is still going on. I'm still paying for a home that's costing me near $7,000 a month for someone else to live in it. Why? Because she's great at playing the system. So I filed a writ of possession probably in the last scene. It cost me $90 and a little bit of my time. Well, because I put the home in an LLC, I can't represent myself. So the defendant had their attorney file saying I can't defend myself, I represent myself, I need to hire an attorney. So I paid $375 to have an attorney that works right there, walk across the street to right here and submit the paperwork that I already submitted. So she had to resubmit the paperwork that I already submitted just so she could formally say, I'm representing this person. $375 that cost me. Well then, her attorney filed a motion, so the writ of possession, which is me getting a letter that says I possess the property, you leave. It's tied into the case, the hearing. It's tied into the case number. So it's not just me versus her, it's me and the bank still versus her. So unfortunately, the writ of possession was filed with the actual case, and then she had her attorney file a motion to receive the additional funds. So I paid X, she owed Y, there's a difference, she wants that difference back from the bank. So because the bank owes her a little bit of money, it's like $8,000, my motion for a writ of possession had to be filed with this case. They had to get a hearing date, which was the only one available a month out. So we're a month later, again, we're into May almost, and she is still living in my home. I'm paying property taxes, I'm paying interest on the money, and also my insurance is about to cancel because I got property insurance, homeowners insurance, but they need to do a physical inspection on the inside of the home, and she won't let anybody, and she won't answer the door. So my insurance is threatening to cancel, and I'm just like ignoring their calls, hoping they don't. I might not even have homeowners insurance right now. I don't know. And if she lights that place up on fire, it's too bad for me. So we're going in to hopefully get my writ of possession today. We will see in just a few minutes. All right, shout out to my attorney who takes care of everything for me. So I like to represent myself as often as I can because, number one, a person that represents himself as an attorney has a fool for an attorney. I know that.
They say a man who represents himself has a fool for a client. Well, with God as my witness, I am that fool.
But I learn. I really, really like to learn. I like to challenge myself. I find it really interesting. I find the law really interesting. So that's why I try to represent myself. But it's just so much easier to have somebody do what they know what they're doing. It is more expensive, but it's much more efficient. So I'm walking across the street to the clerk to get a signature, and hopefully it's instant, and then I can go to the sheriff's department and just get in my house after 3 months of paying for it and call the insurance company and say, hey, make sure you keep that policy. I got to get in there before she lights the house up or puts concrete down the drains or who knows, God knows what, pulls the AC units off the wall. This shit just keeps getting worse and worse. So I had good news a minute ago. I'm at the sheriff's office right now, the civil division, and I'm waiting for the judge's order, waiting for her to file the order because it's not instant. So I can either sit around or go home and wait for the call, and then I come back here. And then after I get the judge's order, I have to take that and check for $90 to the sheriff's civil division to go schedule a sheriff. Today's Wednesday. They said the next availability is Monday. So even though I will get a writ of possession that says get the out of my house, I can't tell her to get the out of my house until Monday. And if there's a 24-hour notice, so if we grant her a 24-hour notice, they can't deliver the notice until Monday and give her 24 hours, which pushes it to Tuesday. So she now has 7 additional days now in that house. Even though I own the title, I own the house, it's paid for in full, and I've won 2 different hearings. So I won the title hearing and I won the writ of possession hearing, and it was granted, and I still can't get in my own house for 7 more days because of just legalities, just the system. It's just the system. Even on a win, I still lose. I'm really upset over this. She's had 3 months to move in court. Just to give everyone a heads up, in court, her attorney asked for another 30 days. Asked the judge for another 30 days to move. Will you grant just a little lenience and give us an additional 30? You've had 3 months. Get the out. Not only have you had 3 months, you've had 6 years in 3 months. 6 years at the bank, and then 3 months that I've owned it, and she's still there through the court system. It's just the court systems. It's not any particular person's fault. It's just the way the court system and even the sheriff system works. So the judge said no. We said no. She's got to get out of that house. And even if the judge says get out today, the sheriff can't tell them to get out till Monday. It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. It's not like it's Friday. It's Wednesday. Wednesday morning. Oh, God. I make these videos so you learn, like, what you're in for. Here's what the process is. You're seeing it all happen. I'm gonna go get some breakfast and hopefully I get that order. I mean, everything is out of my hands. Everything is out of my control. I've been trying to be cool about it. Lots of lost sleep over it. Lots of restless nights. Like, she's gonna have 6 days, 7 days to sell everything. She could tear the AC unit out, sell that, scrap it for metal. There's a really nice refrigerator in there and it's oversized. She could sell that. She could take it. God, anything. Who knows what she could do. I'm just worried, like, she could pour concrete powder down the drain. She could light the place on fire, and I can't even get in to have my insurance agent inspect the home. On a positive note, I just bought a $1.2 million house as it is for $800,000. So all the struggle, all the time, all the headache. I bought a house on the water. It is mine, and I will be in it eventually for $800,000. So there were cash offers of $1 million on the table the day I bought it. So I walked into an easy $200,000. I have to look at it in the positive way. Positive. Now we wait.
12 o'clock.
Just to give an update, it is now 12 o'clock. The hearing was at 9 a.m. sharp. We were out by 9:10 a.m. I've had myself a bagel. I've had myself a 1.5 mile walk. I've killed some time. I've written some emails. I've even edited a video. It's been almost 3 hours. I also received an email that the surplus funds hearing, that was the other reason I had to be there, was because the whole case has already been approved, has already been filed. So the reason she had a hearing was filed. The reason I had a hearing, still not filed. So it just seems like everything is skewed in her favor over and over and over. Also, I just got an email that I'm going to read to you from her attorney asking to give her an additional 30 days. Would it be okay if she has 30 more days to move? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding. It's been 2.5 months. She hasn't packed a goddamn box. I've been kind. I've knocked on her door. She hasn't answered. 2 different times. I have left her notes and letters that she declined from the post office that were polite and kind and considerate and helpful. So that lady can literally herself now. I don't care. She can get out of the house. I offered her $100,000 more than I bought the house for the day before the auction. She declined it. I wrote her a nice letter offering her cash for keys. She declined it. I offered to buy her furniture from her. I offered to help her with assistance in moving. She declined it. She didn't open the door when I knocked on the door because I needed the insurance to do inspection. I don't have insurance now because she declined my doorbell. This lady, she can go sit on her in a hotel room for all I care because I was trying to do the right thing and now I'm paying for it. Even still, somehow her motion or whatever hearing was approved and I'm waiting around. I'm gonna go home, and then as soon as I get home and pull in my driveway, I know I'm gonna get an email saying I can go get the writ of possession, and then I have to wait until next week, so she gets 5 to 7 more days in my house. Unbelievable. Nothing makes sense. Even if it gives her 24 hours to leave, it takes 5 days to give her the 24-hour notice and then go the next day. It's just so ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
I literally just hit stop on my phone. I literally just pulled out of downtown and the email just came through. Literally, like as I was having that rant, the email came through. As I was pulling out of traffic in downtown, the email came through. So I knew that was I've been sitting in a truck for 2 hours waiting and now it just came through. Whatever, at least it's here. It's ridiculous.
Non-spouse, okay. Complaint for mortgage foreclosure and for re-establishment of lost note and notice of list pendants. Okay. Now, it's a foreclosure. Okay, that's what I said. So I've gone all the way back to 2019. So, okay, because it says verified complaint for mortgage foreclosure. Perfect. Okay.
15 minutes later.
Okay, so there will be no 24-hour posting. If you wish as a courtesy, she said you can. But if not, because it's a foreclosure, you don't have to.
I've given her a lot of notice already.
And that's what because it goes all the way back to 2019.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. If you don't mind giving me 2 seconds to run this down to her in the circle, and I will run back up, and then we will do this. Is that okay?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Excellent news, Galen.
Excellent news. So like I said, I make these videos because I'm learning and you guys get to learn through me. So a lot are mistakes and you can learn from my mistakes or how it's working, how the process works. So because it was a foreclosure auction, there's no 24-hour notice required, and she bumped it up to tomorrow because I was polite. So tomorrow 9 a.m. I'm gonna be at the house. They asked if I want to give her a courtesy weekend. No, I gave her 3 months. She could have moved out 3 months ago. She hasn't even started. So the next scene is gonna be a whole new saga. I do feel bad. I've tried to be nice, but I've been taken advantage of over and over. So tomorrow the sheriffs will get her out of her property. I'm a little scared about that, and I feel really bad over it. But it is what it is.
Thank you, God. Victory!
I needed to do a home inspection for my insurance a few weeks ago and had some sheriff's deputies come out just to help. They knocked on the door and she wouldn't answer. We could see her in the window. So I just assume that's gonna happen again.
Okay, you know we can't break in, right?
Yeah, I can, right?
Yeah.
Sheriffs are here, knocking on the doors, nobody's answering, but also her car's not here, so I might have to break into this house. Spent another 10 minutes trying to break into this door, couldn't do it. That window was open the whole time, got right in through this window. Deputies are in there right now just inspecting the property. She just came home, walked in the door, and I told her to leave. There are men knocking at the front door right now, which makes me really nervous. It's a lot, like there's just so much stuff. This stuff could have been moved for 3 months and it wasn't. And now it's my responsibility to figure out what is and is not worth keeping or moving, and I have to move it all so they can later go through it and decide and then throw it in the dumpster. It's really sad, and it sucks that I'm the one that has to go through and do this. I found like pictures of them from 20 years ago as a happy family. It's just not cool. Here's the before. In this room, Taryn is killing it in the kitchen, even eating pub subs. So she's already cleared one counter, which is more than I've done in the garage. This is just gonna do this into barrels. And then Chase is breaking down boxes at 10 cents a box. He's broken down one box so far. And then Logan is doing pretty well in his room already. I would say Logan and Kendall have made great progress.